The House of Representatives Quad Committee continues its investigation on the alleged extrajudicial killings committed during the administration of former President Rodrigo Duterte. One of the invited resource persons for today's investigation is former Senator Leila de Lima. To give us updates on what transpired during the Quad Committee hearing, joining us live is our House reporter Gab Lalo. Gab?
Yes, Neil. Former Senator Leila de Lima shared information gathered when the Commission on Human Rights, under her leadership, investigated the killings in Davao City in 2009. Former President Rodrigo Duterte was the Davao City mayor during that time. According to the leader, there was a reward system in Davao City. Those involved in killing drug suspects were given 15,000 pesos, 5,000 of which goes to a handler, while the remaining 10,000 pesos was given to an assassin. She said hitmen were usually rebel attorneys and active duty police officers. She also said this is a Davao template that retired police colonel Garma was talking about when she testified about the drug war. Garma asked her to find the police who could implement a drug war on a national scale while replicating the Davao model. Duterte and De Lima were supposed to have a showdown at today's hearing, but the former president asked to be excused from the hearing as he was not feeling well. Meanwhile, Police Colonel Jovi Espinido recounted all her accusations against De Lima in the Senate hearings in 2016. Espinido also confirmed that he and alleged drug lord Kerwin Espinosa were asked to discuss their testimonies so that these would be similar. In 2016, Espinido claimed that De Lima supposedly received 8 million from Guerang late mayor Rolando Espinosa Sr. Espinido also alleged that the slain mayor and his family met with De Lima and even talked to Kerwin for more than 20 minutes at Birmingham, Davao City. In 2022, Kerwin withdrew his testimony against De Lima. He said statements made against her were just born out of pressure. Then at the previous hearing of the Quad Committee, Kerwin claimed that it was former PNP chief and now Senator Ronald De La Rosa who ordered him to implicate De Lima in the drug. Back to you, Neil.
Gab, I have some questions. I see na ikaw ay currently ongoing pa dyan sa may House of Representatives, yung Quad Committee hearing. Tama ba? Yung naririnig natin sa background?
Yes,
okay, so medyo laksan na lang natin yung boses natin. No? I have a few questions. Clarification number one, itong pinresent ni former Senator Leila de Lima, these were her findings during her stint as CHR chair. Tama ba?
Yes, correct. Yun yung mga findings ng investigation when the CHR, under her leadership, conducted a series of investigations to look into the killings in 2009. So, she clarified that it was during that scope only, yung kanyang mga findings na ipinakita kanina, it was limited to that time frame.
So, this was back when President Duterte was still in Davao, tama?
Yep, he was Davao mayor during that time.
So, Gab, if we're going to base this on what Senator De Lima is saying, matagal na itong issue na to. Let me quickly go back dito kay President Rodrigo Duterte. So, he skipped today's hearing due to health reasons. Tama? Do we know more details about his situation and can we expect his attendance sa mga susunod na hearing?
Well, actually, not much was given. Not much information as to why the former president was skipping the hearing. Pero meron namang assurance from the Duterte camp that he can attend further hearings, maybe those on after November 1. He said that the lawyer of the former president actually said that they think the president needs much rest but he is willing to go to attend the Quad Committee hearings.
Gab, if now I'm looking at the list of the resource persons for today's hearing. No, aside from Senator Leila de Lima, also invited in today's hearing was Los Baños Councilor Norvin Tamisen, and he was tagged in the death of Los Baños Mayor Cesar Perez. No, and he's saying in the hearing na parang he was wrongfully accused, ginawa siyang fall guy ng mga police. Why are we looking into the deaths of these mayors?
Actually, because the lawmakers or the key members of the Quad Committee, they think there is a pattern regarding the killing of former Mayor Perez and the killing of former Tanawan, Batangas Mayor Antonio Halili. If we remember, Halili was gunned down in last July 2018. He was also a controversial figure as many observers think he was trying to imitate the former President Duterte. He also had a hardliner approach against drugs. He was famous for parading alleged drug pushers and drug users along the streets of Tanawan in what they called as Flores de Pusher. Para siyang parada na Flores de Mayo pero puro mga pusher or street level criminals ang pinaparada. Despite that, Mayor Halili was included in the narco list of the former president. Noong nakaraan, sinabi ni former Police Colonel Garma na merong isang opisyal ng PNP na tungkol sa pagkamatay ni Mayor Halili. And yung mga lawmakers natin sa Quad Committee, they feel that there are similarities, there is a pattern regarding the killing of former Mayor Halili and former Mayor Perez.
Now, let's talk about retired Police Colonel Reina Garma since you mentioned her. No? Did you get any more details from her today? Kasi isa siya sa mga tinignan natin ngayon na kumbaga key resource persons in the House of Representatives and imbitado din siya doon sa magiging hearing ng Senado.
Actually, she just maintained that she from a police captain Kenneth Albotra, that Albotra was involved in the killing of Mayor Halili. So these were her testimonies during the last hearing noong October 11, and then the Quad Committee invited Captain Albotra today. Albotra, on the other hand, denied talking to Garma about this issue. According to Albotra, he actually met Garma in Cebu City during the time frame that was mentioned by Garma, but he did not mention he is claiming that he did not mention anything about being involved or being part of a team that was responsible for the death of Mayor Halili.
Gab, let's look at the end goal here of the House Squad Committee. Ano yung tinitingnan nila as the ending for all of these investigations? Are they looking at maybe perhaps filing bills na pwedeng ipasa? Are they looking at recommendation ng filing of charges against certain individuals? What's the end goal here?
Well, nakapag-file na sila ng dalawang bill. The first one is seeking to ban POGOs, analyzing or ni incumbent President Ferdinand Marcos na matigil na yung POGO within the year. Yung another bill na na-file nila is yung a bill seeking to classify extrajudicial killings as heinous crimes. Palagi namang sinasabi ni Congressman Barbers, yung lead presiding officer ng Quad Committee, na ang end goal talaga is magpasa o mag-amyenda ng batas since it is an investigation in aid of legislation. As for the committee reports, mukhang matagal pa bago makapag-release ng committee reports, pero nangako naman si Congressman Barbers na they will release a partial committee report so that the Department of Justice can file cases pero in relation to the POGO hearing. Tandaan natin, mahigit sa tatlong topic ang iniimbestigahan ng Quadcom. Una, yung tungkol sa POGO, illegal activities within POGOs, yung illegal drug trade, at yung extrajudicial killings during the past administration's drug war. So, yung magkakaroon pa lang ng partial committee report, according to Congressman Barbers, yung POGO, illegal activities within POGOs. As for the two issues, mukhang medyo matagal. Hindi pa sila tapos sa kanilang investigation.
I know hindi pa tapos yung investigation, no? Pero may nabanggit na bang mga pangalan ang mga mambabatas natin dyan sa House of Representatives na possible ma-include doon sa recommendation nila should they file a recommendation ng charges against certain individuals?
Regarding sa EJK at sa illegal drug trade, sa EJK wala pang nababanggit na pangalan kasi ongoing pa investigasyon. Pero doon sa illegal drug trade, Actually, ito yung pinag-ugutan ng Quadcom hearings yung 3.6 billion shabu na na-confiscate sa Mexico, Pampanga. Yung mga
Aha.
yung mga yun, yung mga Chinese nationals na allegedly nagkamkam ng lupa doon using fake Filipino identities, sinabit na ng Quad Committee yung mga dokumento sa Office of the Solicitor General para ma-process na at masampahan ng kaso. Kahapon, sabi ni Congressman Barbers at nila Congressman Dan Fernandez, ang goal talaga ng pagbibigay ng dokumento sa OSG ay para ma-freeze yung mga asset ng mga Chinese nationals na ito. Dahil meron na raw nangyari na naibenta sa Pilipino yung lupa na involved doon sa investigation.
Gab, final question would be, why are we only investigating this now? Because the stories we're hearing from the investigation being conducted by the Quad Committee, they're not new.
Yes.
I mean, the presentation made by Senator Leila de Lima was back in 2009. Yung mga stories ng mga pamilya ng mga biktima ng drug war, narinig na rin natin yan years ago. And itong basically nga, parang nire-reiterate nga lang itong mga revelations ngayon dyan sa may House of Representatives. So why are we only investigating this now? We could have avoided the thousands of deaths if maaga natin ito na-investigahan.
Previously, sinabi ni Congressman Benny Abante is part of the Quadcom, na sinasabi niya na ngayon lang kasi siya naging chairperson ng Committee on Human Rights. Sinasabi niya rin na ngayon lang din naman nagdesisyon ng majority, ngayon lang na 19th Congress, na pakinggan yung mga hinaing ng mga ilang kongresista natin. Mayroong mga privilege speech yung mga members ng Makabayan Lak, si Congresswoman Castro at si Congressman Raul Manuel. Ngayon lang daw kasi pinakinggan ng majority yung mga ganitong at mga privilege speech. Kaya ngayon lang nagkaroon ng investigasyon. Si Congressman Barbers naman, lagi niya pinapaalala sa mga tao na yung investigation na nagsimula noong 2023. Nagsimula nga ito doon nga sa warehouse sa Mexico, Pampanga, kung saan nakita yung 3.6 billion na shabu. Kasabay ng investigasyon ng kanyang committee, yung Committee on Dangerous Drugs, meron na rin ibang mga investigasyon tungkol sa pag-aabuso ng mga pulis. Mga alegasyon na involved sila sa EJ case. Ang ibang mga committee, katulad ng Committee on Public Order and Safety ni Congressman Dan Fernandez, at yun nga, yung Committee on Human Rights ni Congressman Benny Abante. Ang naging pasya kasi ng mga kongresista, mga leaders dito sa House, parang merong pagkakaugnay-ugnay itong mga issue na ito. At imbes na talakayin ng hiwa-hiwalay. Kasi ang nangyayari, paminsan may resource person na kailangan yung isang komite, na kailangan din yung isang komite. So ang naging desisyon nila, samahin na lang, sabay-sabay i-discuss, sabay-sabay talakayin yung mga usapay na ito para rin masiguro na komprehensibo yung magiging resulta, yung magiging committee report.
Gab, by the end of all of these hearings, yung mga pamilya ng drug war victims, they will still be left without their loved ones. So, ano ang kanilang tawag dyan sa investigasyon na nangyayari sa House? What is their call? What is the atmosphere like over there at the House of Representatives?
Actually, bago ko sagutin yan, isa yan sa mga naging punto ni Congressman Abante nung kinakausap niya sa hearing si former Police Colonel Royina Garma na kasi nag-alala si Colonel Garma regarding sa kanyang anak na maiiwan niya dahil na-cite for sa House. Ang sinasabi ni Congressman Abante noon, nag-aalala ka para sa anak mo pero buhay pa yung anak mo. Yung ibang mga anak ng mga relatives ng drug war victims, wala na, hindi na maibabalik yung buhay nila. Bagamat of course, malungkot sila. Mukha sila ng pag-asa. Lalo na kanina, nung kinausap sila ni former Senator Leila de Lima. At dahil nangako rin naman si former Senator de Lima, natutulungan niya yung mga biktima. Si former Senator, sinabi niya na hindi niya ini-expect na magiging ganito kalaki yung scope o yung lawak na tinatalakay ng Quad Committee. Kaya sa kanya, nagpapasalamat siya para sa committee na ito.
Okay, maraming salamat Gab Lalo, live from the House of Representatives.